everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. This video is the introductory video for the sales and inventory analysis of the fruits dataset. So the dataset that we have got for ourselves consists of various tables and various Excel sheets that are aimed at the customer information, the product information and the sales information of the different fruits for a supermarket in a particular day. So we would be looking at the sales and the inventory data of that particular store, right? So for your reference, I have already created a report using the data set, and let us have a look at that particular report. This is the report that is created from scratch in Power BI, and we would be creating a similar kind of report. So let us take a look at what information this report gives us. It tells us the customer who has purchased the most quantity. So this is the customer Amina Lu, who has purchased the most amount of fruits, followed by these customers. Then this is a scatter plot that shows us the quantity, discount and the unit price by the product name. So we have different products like which shows us the discount and the quantity. So this is a product that is sold in maximum quantity and we are giving maximum discount on it as well, and the size is governed by the unit price. Next we have this visualization that shows us the unit price by the product name. So the most expensive product is asparagus. The total amount by year, so this shows the age of the customers, the age or the year in which they were born, and the total amount they have spent on our store. So the customers born in the year 1940 have spent the maximum amount, that is $489, and this is the whole chart that shows us the different customer ages. Next we have a couple of donut charts that tell us that which were the least products that were sold by quantity, the most products that were sold by quantity, and the most products that were sold by the sales amount. So in the quantity and the sales amount, asparagus is a best selling product, and if we talk about the least selling product, so we are getting lemon as the least selling product by quantity. This is exactly what we are getting in these data sets as well, like asparagus is most sold, lemon is least sold. This is the total sales done for the day. This was the total amount of the discount that was given, and this was the total quantity of the products that was sold. So this is a full-fledged report for the two types of analysis, the sales analysis and the inventory analysis. The sales analysis because we are getting the sales, the discount information, the inventory analysis because we are getting the quantity information. So this is exactly what we are going to create in the upcoming videos. So that's all for this introductory video. I will meet you all in the next video where we will be starting to create one report for ourselves. Thanks for watching this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. This video is going to be the starting video of the inventory and sales analysis for a fruit selling store. Okay. So we have introduced ourselves with this whole concept in the introductory video. Now let us just work with the whole process of creating a Power BI report. So what I have done is already imported the Excel sheet into my Power BI. The process is really simple. All you got to do is use this option, that is import data from Excel, and that would take you to the desired location. Just select the file that you want to import, and this navigator menu will pop up with all the sheets and the tables that are present in your data set. We have three sheets: the customer sheet, the product sheet and the sales sheet. First of all, if we take a look at the customer sheet, so we have got the primary key of customer, the customer code, customer name, country and all a bunch of information. Then we have got a product sheet that gives us information about the product, like the code of the product, name, category, unit price and a few null columns as well. Then we have got the sales value, which gives us the information about the product, its quantity, unit price, discount and the total amount. Okay, so this is all that we are getting in this sheet. So what we are going to do is we are going to select these three sheets and we are going to transform it, or we are going to work with it in the Power Query Editor, because the thing is that there are three tables or the three sheets that are available which contain the different kind of information like customer information, product information and sales information. We want the whole information in just one table. Plus there are a number of things which we want to get rid of, like this customer code serves no purpose to us, so we want to get rid of it. Okay, so what we are going to do is select our tables and click on this transform data option. This would take us directly to the Power Query Editor. Here is where we would be able to make the changes into our dataset. Now whatever changes we make into our dataset would be temporary. That means they would only be applied to this version of the dataset and the original dataset would remain unchanged, so don't worry about that. So first of all, let's take a look at the sales data. Why this? Because it has information about the customer in the form of a foreign key and the product as well, right? So the foreign key customer, foreign key product, both are available. That means we can attach both of these tables with the sales tables, right? So first of all, let us see that how can we attach the tables, right? So we want to attach the sales and the customer table together. So what you need to do for this purpose is just select the table and the key which we want to attach. Make sure you are in the home tab and here is this option of merge queries. You can just go there and it would open up a dialog box. So you can select the key that you want to merge. So I want to merge the foreign key of the customer that is present in the sales table with the customer table's primary key, right? So this would give me information about the customer into the sales table, and the information that or the join I'm going with is the right outer join, that is all from the second and matching from the first, or basically that would help us in getting the information. Like, yeah, click on OK, and what will it do? It would just create this kind of a column for the customer key or for the customer table, like this whole table is present. Now what would happen is the whole customer table is not present in this particular column. If you just select on this table, then you would be getting all the individual information like this. Okay, so let's just go back a step. If you want to go back any of the steps that you have applied, here is this applied steps list. You can just click on the cross icon and you would be jumping back these steps. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to extract some information. So to extract this information, you can click on these arrows and you can just select all the columns that you want to extract. Like, I don't want the primary key, I don't want the customer code. I have three columns: customer first name, customer last name and customer full name. So instead of getting first name and last name separately, I'm just getting the full name, I'm getting the birth date, I'm getting the gender, and I am getting the country. That is the only information that I am concerned with, and that is I am getting. So let's just select them all and click on OK. So these things would be extracted just like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just change these values. Like, instead of customer.country, let's just go with country. Instead of customer.gender, let's just go with gender. And instead of customer.birth date, let's just go with the birth date. And instead of this whole thing, let's just go with name. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is for the gender, I'm going to replace the values. So let's just go to transform option and replace the values. For F, I want to replace it with a fuller female value, and for the M, I want to replace it with a male value. So again, go to the replace values, add in the value defined, that's M, and replace it with male. Click on OK. Right. Now if you want to check if there are null values present, you can go onto this drop down and see that only two possible values are there, female and male, no null values are there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just remove the foreign key of the customer from this particular table because that column is not needed. Now what I can do is just combine the sales table and the product table together. So again, go to the home tab, again go to the merge queries option. This time I'm going to select the foreign key of the product in the sales table and the primary key of the product in the product tables. The join is going to be same, that is all from first and matching from the second, and click on OK. Now again this product table would be there. Let's just uncheck the columns and only select the columns which are relevant, like the product name, category and the unit price. But we already have a unit price column in the sales, so let's just remove this unit price column from here and click on OK. So as you can see, we are getting the unit price column in the sales table already, so that would be just a redundant column which we don't need. So let's just change its name to product name, like this, and this is going to be the product category, whether it is a fruit or a vegetable, just like this. Okay, so this is what we have got for our table, and it is looking pretty good, right? So what we can do right now is just check if all the relevant values are there. First of all, let's just remove this foreign key of the product, and we can just change the organization of the columns. Like we can go to product name and bring it to the very first position, that's lemon. Then we can just bring its product category on the second position, so we can just drag it and drop it over there. After that we would be getting quantity, the unit price, the discount given, the total amount. Then we get the information of the customer. So after amount we would be getting the customer name, its country, its gender and its birth date. So this is the total information that we are getting, a total of 10 columns, and that's it. I am happy with my data set, how it has turned out. And one thing you can do is check for the null values in all of these, that if any of the null values are present, you can just get rid of those null values. But I am sure that none of the values are null, so yes, the data set is clean now. We can just work with it. Okay, if you want, you can just change the name of the data set into this properties option, like the final data or something like that, and then go to the home tab and click on this close and apply button. Now what will happen is the changes that you have applied would be just applied on this final data, and it would be loaded into the Power BI desktop. Once it's loaded into the Power BI desktop, then we can work with that whole data set to create visualizations, and from those visualizations we can create reports for us. Okay, so we need to wait for a few seconds till the data is being loaded, and once it's loaded we would be able to perform all the operations that we want on the data set. Right, so now the data set is loaded, and as you can see we have got these three sheets, but we are not concerned with those three. We are only concerned with this final data sheet, that is the data which we created from the different information that was available to us. Okay, this is the clean data set that we have got. So that's all for this video, in which we cleaned the data set and customized it as per our needs. In the next video we would be starting to create the visualizations from these different fields. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorials, and this project is the sales and inventory analysis for the fruit store or a store that sells fruits and vegetables. So in the previous videos we have taken a look at our data set, we have cleaned the data set. In this particular video we are going to work with the data set to create the different kinds of visualizations. So let's get started. The first visualization that we had in our report that I just showed you in the introductory video was a funnel chart. So what is a funnel chart? This is how it looks like. In the visualizations pane, you will get all the visualizations that are supported by Power BI. So you can just click on any of those which you want to work with, and its blueprint would be there on the section. This is the section, the working board, where your report would be prepared, right? So we can just go into the focus mode to get a full screen view of this particular visualization. This visualization shows us the distribution of the data or the amount of the anything that we want to depict. So we are going to depict that which customer has purchased how many quantity. So in the group we would be getting the name, which is actually the customer name. So let's just get that into the group, and in the values we are going to get the quantity. So the sum of the quantity or the total quantity would come into the values. So this is what we are getting in our data set, that is how many quantities they have purchased and what is in it in respect of the first one. So if you see 106 was the maximum quantity that was being purchased, that's 100%. 91 was the second, so it's 85% of the first, and 50, as you can see, it is how many percent of the first and how many percent of the previous one, like what is the percentage of 50 of 63. So this is the information that we get in a funnel chart, and that's how it is drawn. That is on the basis of the percentages. Okay, so this is what we have created. If you want, you can change its color a little bit by going into the format tab, and here is this data color option. So let me just get a shade of green or something like this. Okay, if we go back to the report, this is how it is looking. That is quantity by name. So this is the total quantity that is being purchased by the different customers. Okay, now let us just get this was our first visualization that we had created. Now let's talk about the second visualization, which was a scatter chart that we had created. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit, and this is the scatter chart. Scatter chart is used to depict the information. Oh, sorry, I just changed its type. So scatter chart is used to depict multiple numerical information, right? Like we supposed to get the information about the product, any of the product, and how much quantity it was sold. So we can get, suppose, the quantity in the x-axis, the total amount we got from it in the y-axis, and its price in the size. Okay, and we can get the different product names into the details section. So this is it. If we just hover over it, we get that okay, asparagus was the one that was sold most in quantity and in amount, and its price was the highest as well. So the things that are towards the right hand side have the highest quantity that was being sold. Like carrot was also sold in 60 quantity, but its amount, the total amount we got, was less. That means the unit price of carrot is less. So this is what we are getting. The bubbles on the downside show a less total amount, and the bubbles on the upper side show a higher total amount. Okay, and the size is shown by the unit price. Okay, now if you want, suppose, the product category as well, you can get that in the legends. Now we are getting two product categories, the fruits and the vegetables category. Now what I'm gonna do is just go to the data colors, change the color of the fruits into a sort of red color, or just like this, and the vegetables into a sort of a greenish color, this one, just for the representation purposes. Okay, so we can see that asparagus is in the vegetable category. Similarly, if we talk about the fruit category, the one that was sold most in quantities is orange, and the one that sold most in the amounts is strawberry. So this is what we are getting. This is a good looking scatter chart. Okay, we can just bring it over here and adjust its dimensions as well, just like this. Okay, now the third visualization we had was the unit price by product name, that gave us information about the different products and how their unit price was organized. Okay, so it was a line chart. Let's just get a line chart here and adjust it over here like this and get information on it. So let's go into the focus mode to get a better view of it and get the information such as the unit price into the values and the product name into the axis. So this is what we are getting. There are a large number of products. We don't want all. So what we can do is apply a filter on this visual. Like we want top 10 or let's say top 5 products, okay, by the unit price, like which are the top 5 most expensive products that we are selling. So it's asparagus, rhubarb, raspberry, strawberry and melon. Furthermore, we can get this product category into the legend fields to get that, okay, which ones are which. So the top 2 most expensive ones are vegetables, then the bottom 3 are the fruits. So the most expensive fruit is raspberry and asparagus is the most expensive vegetable that we are getting. But this is not looking very good, so we have to select a visualization that depicts this in a better way, right? So this is looking good. We can get any kind of a chart, just like this, okay. Let's just get a clustered bar chart or maybe a simple column chart, just like this, okay. That tells us the category as well as the unit price of the top 5 most expensive items that we are selling. Let's just change its color of fruits and vegetables and add some data labels. Now the data labels are used to depict the information, such as they would depict the price. So what is the unit price of the asparagus? 194 rupees approximately. But if you want the exact price, you can just go to the value of the decimal places, just increase it to 2 to get a better look at the price, okay. And if you want, we can also add some kind of a background here. Okay, now we can just go back to the report to see how it is looking, and this is looking very good. I'm happy with it. It has turned out. Now what we can do is actually make some adjustments on these visualizations. Now the fourth visualization which we had was another major visualization, and that was about the age of the people, that is in which year they were born, and the total amount they have spent on our store. So we had the area chart for that purpose. Let's just get that and bring it here. Now we are leaving some space over here because we are going to accommodate some of the donut charts there, right? So let's just get the birth date into the access field, and we can get the total amount into the values field, okay. So this is how it is looking, right? If you want some other information, we can also get like gender, so the gender wise distribution. So we can say the males born in the year 1982 have spent most amount at our store, while the females of 1940 who were born in 1940s have spent the most amount. So this is another kind of a visualization that we have got. If you don't want by the year, if you want by the quarter, like in which quarter they were born, you can get the information about the quarter, which is not very good looking. You can also get by the months, like in which months they were born, which is again very kind of a distorted information. So these are the different information that we get like the birth date or the birth hierarchies, just like this, okay. So this is looking better for the birth date for the males and the females. So I'm just going to go with it. If you want, you can just again play with the data colors for the males and the females to get a better look at the overall chart. Like let's get a green color for the females and keep blue for the males, okay. Let's go back to the report. This is how the chart is looking. If you want, you can add data labels as well. So that's a simple process. You can add that on your own, make the customizations as you want, like the background, etc. You can change the color of the data label as well to white, so the text is much more visible to us like this, okay. So that's all for this video. In this, we created the basics of the visualizations. Now all you need to do in these visualizations is work as per your wish for changing the colors, for changing the way they are looking, and for changing their titles, okay. So I will be doing that in the background, and I will show you how it is done in the next video. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. In the previous videos we had created these kind of visualizations for our report. So what I have done is I have changed a few things such as the title of these two visualizations. Now it is showing amount by gender and birth year, that is the total amount the people have purchased by their gender and birth year, and this visualization shows that the quantity that was purchased most by the customer name. These two visualization titles I have kept same. Now let's take a look at how we can change the titles of the visualizations. There are two ways to do that. Either you can click on a visualization, go to the visualizations pane and change the things that have been used over here. Like unit price is used here, so I can just write unit space price. Okay, that looks better, a little bit better than the unit price that we were getting before. The second way is, suppose you want to make multiple changes or you just want a completely different title. So what you can do is go to this format tab, and here is this option of title. Here you can add or just type the title on your own. Quantity, total amount and unit price of products, like I want of products by their name, instead of product name you can just write by their name and category. So this is what I want, a completely different title. So I have created it something like this. Okay, similarly you want to make changes over here, you can do that as well. So let's just change it to unit price to something that is far more better understandable, that is unit space price. Okay, now again this totally depends on you, what all changes you want. You can just make it as per your wish. Now if you want to make some changes under the colors, then you can do that as well, but that's totally your choice. Okay, now what I'm going to do is leave the customization part on you. I'm happy with this customization, that how it is looking, and let us add some more visualizations. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since it is a sales and inventory analysis, so I'm going to get some of the analysis values in quick succession. So if you want to get information about a particular product, that how much it is sold, what is the most sold product, what is the least sold product, something like this, so you can get an easy distribution with the help of a chart known as the donut chart or a pie chart. Okay, both of them serve the same purpose. The only difference is that donut chart represents a donut with a hole in the middle, while a pie chart doesn't have a hole in the middle. So you can use either of those charts. My personal preference is a donut chart just because I like it a little bit better, that how it depicts the information. But actually both of them have the similar things to depict. Okay, so you can choose either one of them. Let's go into the focus mode, and what I'm getting is the product that were most sold by the sales amount. So this is what I want. Let's just get our fields. So we are getting the sales amount, that means the total amount would be taken, and the product name. So first of all what we will do is just get the product name into the legend and the total amount into the values, right? But this is giving us a large number of products. We don't want all of them, we just want top 3. Okay, not even top 5, top 3 would be good. So what we can do is apply a filter. So the filter that is we are going to apply is going to be applied on a product name. Okay, what we want is the top 3 products that were most sold by the sales amount. So let's just get into this filter. Now by default the basic filtering is select. You have to select the stop n filtering and apply the n value, that is the 3 we want, and by which criteria I want it, by the total amount criteria. Now if you click on apply filter, we are getting these 3 product names, that is asparagus, rhubarb and strawberry. Now what I'm going to do is something creative, that is I'm going to go to the data colors and change their colors as to what they look like in the real world. Like asparagus has a greener shade to it, so we can just apply the shade of a green. Rhubarb has a kind of a reddish kind of a shade. We can just select something like this for rhubarb. Yeah, And for strawberry, we can just go with a shade of red like this. Okay, so that is asparagus, rhubarb and strawberry. And we can go back to the report. This is how it is looking. Total amount by product name, or what we can do is just change the title. Top 3 products. Top 3 most sold products, or most sold products by amount. Products. Most expensive products. Top 3 most expensive products would be a good title for this. Expensive products. So these 3 are those, right? Just like this, we can just copy this visual. So we can right click and go to this copy option, and in the home tab we have this whole option that is cut, copy, paste. We can just paste it, because the second visualization that I am going to create, it is going to be with the top 3 products that were most sold by quantity, right? So instead of the total amount, let's get quantity into here. And in the filters also, instead of the total amount, let's just filter it on the basis of the quantity and click on apply filter. So if we just go into the focus mode, what we are getting now, asparagus is most sold by quantity, that's 60. 59 rhubarbs we have sold, but we have sold 60 carrots. The color is different, a little bit different. Let me just add a color for a carrot, that is an orangish red kind of a shade. Okay, so yeah, this looks good. We can go back to the report. And now what we need to do is change its title. So the title is going to be top 3 most sold products, right? Because we are doing the sales analysis as well as the inventory analysis, that's why we are going with the most expensive products and the most sold products. We can also go by the products that were least sold by quantity. So for this, what we can do is just copy this visual and paste it. We are going to just drag it over here, increase its size a little bit. This time we are going with the same values, that is by the quantity only we want to filter, but instead of the top 3 items we want bottom 3 items. So let's just select bottom and click on apply filter. As soon as we do that, you can see the scenario has changed a lot. We are getting cranberry, peaches and lemon over here. So what we can do is work with it. So let us just assign them colors, the different colors. Like for the cranberry, we can just go with a shade of dark red, something like this. For peach, we can go with peachy color. So let's just get a little bit peachy, right? And for lemon, we can go with a shade of a lemon yellow. So let's just go here, little bit darker, just like this. Okay, so this is what it is looking like, but we need to change the title. That is, instead of the most sold, these are the least sold products. Okay, top 3 least sold products, that is cranberry, peaches and lemons. Now what we can do is get some more information at a glance, that is the total sales amount, the total quantity that was sold, the total discount that we gave. So for this, we have another kind of a visualizations that are available with us, and those are known as the card visualizations, right? Here is how the card is looking like. Let's just get them over here. We want information such as the total sales amount. So the total sales that we did, we can just get it over here. That is the amount 3.73k. But it is not looking very good. So what we are going to do is make some changes to it. Go to the format tab, go to the data labels tab. Here the display unit have been set to auto. Let's just set it to none. If we just set it to none, then what will it do? It would give us the exact amount of the sales that was done. Next, we can just decrease the text size to say a 20 points, or maybe a 25 or a 28 points, something like this. And we can just change its title as well. So instead of total amount, we can just get total sales. Okay, just like this. And what we are going to do is just copy this visual and paste it. The reason why we are doing this is because the formattings that we have done are looking pretty good, so we are just going to go with those formattings. Now we have got the total sales. Let's just get the total quantity of the items that were sold. So let's just get the quantity. That's 952, and instead of quantity, just get total quantity sold. Okay, then we also gave some discount, so let's just paste it again for the total discount that was given. So let me just get this discount field and drop it over here. So this is the total discount given. So let's just add the appropriate title, that what is the total discount given. Okay, just like this. And now if you want to add some more things, some more data, you can add that as well, but this much is sufficient as what I think. What I'm going to do is insert another thing, and that is a shape. So let me just insert a shape, this kind of a shape. Now this shape would tell us that what this data set is all about, right? So just to get a glimpse of the data set, we can go to this format shape option and add some text. So it's the sales and inventory analysis of the fruit data set. So sales and inventory analysis of the fruit data set, right? And we can just increase its size a little bit to probably 20 points. That's right. And we can increase its dimensions as well, or we can just change the fill color to probably a shade of green, just to complement with the overall report theme. Now what you can do is work with the page as a whole, like make sure no visualization is selected, then go to the visualizations pane. Now if you go to the format tab, these are the different formatting options that you can do on the whole page. Like you can apply a background, you can apply a wallpaper or anything like this. Let me just get a color, decrease its transparency to 48%. So this is how the background is looking. But for this, what you need to do is just turn the background off of all of those visualizations. Like you can just go to this particular visualization, go to background and toggle it to off, then it would be visible like this. Okay, otherwise what you can do is just get rid of the page background, like we don't want it in any particular color, right? So yeah, white is what I'm happy with. So that's all for this video. That's how a full-fledged report is prepared in Power BI, and thanks for watching.